Hello, welcome back to a Spiritual Ascension, my own 5-year journey. I'm talking about my journey from April 2020 to April 2025. So when I left off, I had landed in this home with this woman who I kind of felt like she was starting an awakening process. And I believe she also had gifts too, but didn't kind of know exactly how to use them. And you're probably going to find yourself in situations similar to that, if not someone starting an awakening and trying to seek out answers and coming to you. I think I just did a video on people being kind of obsessed with your light. I think there's a kind of a difference there where people kind of the dark are going to be obsessed with you because of your light versus those who are of the light and are starting to um, wake up. Okay, their soul is tapping them on the shoulder and they're seeking out answers. So they feel your light, they feel the your high frequency and are attracted to that in that way. So it's kind of two different people that you may find coming towards you. Um, I think this person, this woman who I had was renting a room in her apartment, that she kind of started off where she was having an awakening and it was kind of a light thing, but where it kind of turned into a dark thing. Anyway, I didn't restart my time there. I just don't want to talk too long. Keep these videos kind of average time. Um, so I was, as I said, I was taking the train to the next town where my job was, and from there I would walk to my job. So I was getting a lot of exercise, which was good. Um, so one day I went into work, and as I said in my last video, my manager, I believe, kind of hid his his issue with kind of probably having anger issues, yes. And one day we had a whiteboard, I think. He sat right behind me, like right behind me. So we had a whiteboard on the wall that was behind both of us. Well, to the side of me, behind him. So when there was an accounting issue or whatever with something, we would write it up on the board. And I was still trying to get familiar with the job. I think at that point I probably had only been there maybe 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and just getting familiar with the new system, accounting system, and with my job. And the other woman that was um, did the accounts receivable. I don't know. I felt there was something also about her. I don't know. I hate to keep saying that but I feel like you're going to be put into these situations where other people are not going to treat you well. And that's the divine's way of pushing you forward, like to go to the next phase, to get you out of a situation. If you were to be put into a situation during your journey, which is too nice and too soft and you love it, you're not going to leave it in order to go to what's next for you. Okay. So one day, I think I had made a slight error on something, but then I looked at it He had asked me about it, and he's sitting behind me. And I said, "Oh, well, maybe I did make an error." And I'm looking at it on my computer. But then I'm looking at it again and again, like but that is right. And so I was a little, because I had already just admit, oh yeah, I probably did make an error. But now I'm saying to myself, now I have to tell him that I don't really think I did make an error on it. So, um, as I kind of turn around to kind of say to him, like he can see my computer, like I think this is correct. What I'm seeing here, I thought it was incorrect. And all of a sudden, he kind of just went, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like someone talking at the back of my head and just like if somebody's egging you. It wasn't an egg on, but it was kind of like saying, like his voice went five octaves deeper. And it was kind of like this voice that I had never heard come out of him. Just like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you did this, now look at this. Like, do this, now look at this. Like, and he did not stop. Um, I know it seemed like a long time, but like it was a couple minutes that he just went at me, went at me, went at me, went at me. The girl who had the job that I had before then, he fired her. And I don't think she was in it because I was using the same computer that she had been using. And I was finding her resume, like she had been preparing her resume. And I feel like she already knew that something was going to happen. So when I had gone for my interview, he said, she's still here, so you may see her, but it's okay. And, I'm going to end up firing her in order to hire you. And I was like, okay. But that, I can't even describe that just gave me like the hairs stood up on the back of my neck and I just like cringed because I couldn't really like turn around because I'm looking at my computer because he's like, now look at this, like, like really like I had never seen that side of him. I had got kind of glimpses of it from hearing other people talk about kind of his anger and in his situation with his wife. And then it's also kind of like the other girl who worked in the did the accounts receivable. It's kind of like she almost went along with him because she wanted to keep her job. So all of a sudden, okay, so now I think I've already talked to you about walking through portals. And when I was leaving the situation with that family member, and I ended up in social services office with her, and I had asked Spirit for a portal for me to walk through in order to leave that situation. And there was an opening there. She left, and I was able to ask them for emergency housing. So now I'm saying to myself, I'm hearing now, remind you that I'm clairaudient. I hear spirit. So in this kind of voice loud, I'm saying, leave now, leave now, leave now. And I'm saying, sitting there and I'm saying, Spirit, if I leave now, like what am I gonna do? Like I need money, like I need my income. Like I just moved into this apartment and um, how am I gonna pay my rent? But I'm hearing this leave now. So I'm like, I don't like the way he had talked to me. And I said, I was like sitting there shaking. So I asked, I said, well, Spirit, give me a portal in order to now get out of here. And all of a sudden, someone came. It was like all of a sudden, someone came and said that he told him that he needed to move his car in a parking lot. I think a truck was trying to get in or something. So he left. And while he left, I gathered up my stuff, got everything. I didn't have that much stuff there anyway. Put everything together, um, shut down my computer, took my lunch or whatever I was going to eat that day. And when he came back, what did I have? I had something. Oh, the keys. I had the key to get in because I was usually the first one in every day. So I had taken the key off of the keychain while he was gone. He came back about 5, 7 minutes later and sat back down. So I got up and I had my coat on the back of my chair and I put my coat over. And he kind of looked up and took the key for the office and I put it on his desk in front of him. And I said, thank you. And I just headed out. He's like, what are you doing? You're leaving? And I kind of glanced back and I just walked out. So the other girl that does the accounts receivable, she kind of turned around and she's like, what's going on? He said, she just walked out. So I knew I just had to keep going out the door. And the mall wasn't too far away. And I ended up walking to the mall. Um, and I remember as soon as I got into the mall, I went upstairs and went into the restroom and went into one of the stalls. And I just sat there and just like started bawling, like nobody else was. And just started bawling, like crying so hard. Like, I can't believe I just experienced that. And um, that was really, really difficult. Not so much the walking out, but experiencing this person. I had already been through so much emotionally, but now to have that again. But when spirit's trying to, and things had been happening already that I wasn't too keen of, like he had promised me, he goes, oh, I'm going to show you how to do this or whatever. And then I was busy doing something. And then the other girl would say, the accounts receivable girl would say, oh, well, if you want to show me how to do it, I'll do it for you. And I was like, what? So he goes, well, do you have time? And she goes, yeah, I have time. So now, like, something I was supposed to end up doing that, like, learn something new, she took it over. So I was like, little things like that were happening. And I was like, okay, something's not right here at all. And then after that happened, but that's what I've said to you guys before. If you need a portal, ask for one. So when I'm talking about a portal, it's an opening, right? For you to step through in order for you to make an exit or, well, make an exit, yeah. And you can see those two circumstances if you've been following along, where the person who may be confronting you at that time um, is removed from the situation, whatever it may be, for a certain time, in order for you to step through and get to the other side, right? Out of that situation. So it was enough time for me when he left. It was like almost immediately that person came up to him and said, you need to move your car. As soon as he got up, I started packing up. He came back 5, 7 minutes. I was ready to leave. So if you find yourself in a tight situation like that, just say, Spirit, Can I please have a portal? Um, so ended up at the mall and just cried in the stall for a while, got my composure, and but now it's kind of like I have to face this woman now, and you know, what am I supposed to tell her about the job? And I didn't understand what was happening at the time. I'm going to end it here because um, probably the next segment's going to be a little bit longer, but use those portals like the best thing that spirit has given us in order to get out of tight situations, or get away from someone or whatever it may be. And I always just say, like, even I took a walk this morning and I kind of saw like a creepy guy sitting to the side. Know that you're always protected because of, you know, um, being that you've chosen this path, right? Um, and you have work to do that you're not finished with. So just know that anything bad is not going to happen to you, because you're always protected. So even though I saw this creepy guy kind of when I was on my walk, I always just say, spirit protection, please, spirit protection. And like I said, all through that 5 years, even though I was in such bad circumstances sometimes, even within the shelter, women fighting around me, trying to start fights with me, but always finding a way to, you know, it kind of, in a way, I kind of earned respect in there. That the women kind of had a respect for me. They didn't understand, they couldn't understand, like there was something about me that they couldn't put their finger on. But there was one woman I remember in the very beginning that she tried to start a fight with me. And by the end, she was the one coming to the table I used to go to in the morning and just sitting with me and talking with me each morning. And, um, you know, even after I left, she was still keeping in contact with me. So you're always going to be protected no matter what while you're on your journey. Okay. Gonna leave it there. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.